I don't want to let them down, nor do I want to let myself down. I want to keep on elevating, keep on pushing because, once this next generation comes, they're going to be the leaders of the world. And, you want to be, giving them that type of inspiration to, do even bigger than what you've done. We literally tell ourselves, if Forbes is telling us yes, why should we tell ourselves no? So that's when Tendaji was founded essentially, and, the rest is history.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Daryl Riley Jr., but you guys can call me DJ if you like. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tendaji, which means Make Things Happen Swahili, and you're watching BGV's Where Are You Now?
DJ Riley.
Ma'am Bell.
Welcome.
What's going on?
I'm so excited to chime it up with you because if there was an award for the person that shows up the most from BGV, it would definitely be you. Like, there's no other alumni on the planet out of our 8 years of being around that shows up. I really appreciate it. And I mean, that makes me want to keep giving you more opportunity. Hey, you want to come here? You want to do this? Hey, you want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, active badge of honor.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm curious, okay, so you were in our first cohort, our first BGV NextGen cohort. It was our HBCU program.
Oh, yeah.
What made you enter into the program?
Yeah, man. So I remember, literally hours before the deadline, I was contemplating about applying. And, honestly, when I seen the name Black Girl Ventures, I thought that it wasn't for me. But, it didn't say anything in the criteria saying that it had to just be women. So, I took that leap of faith. And, seeing what you guys do and seeing that you guys are working with NBA Foundation, I'm an NBA fan as well. So I thought it would have been great to, be in that collaboration with you and the NBA Foundation. Literally 10 minutes before the actual deadline, that's when I finished the application.
What?
10 minutes, yeah. It was by, 11:59 the deadline, and I finished at 11:49, 11:50. And, I just gave it to God after that. And literally after that, I got an email from, BGB saying he wanted to interview me. I was like, what? So once the interview came, it was like, okay, it's basically showtime now. Show them what you are, who you are, show them what you're doing, and show them what Tendaji means, and that means make things happen. So just made things happen, and here we are.
Tendaji, let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
So where did this come from?
Oh, yeah.
Where does that idea come from?
So Tendaji was initially my senior design project when me and my co-founders were in our last year of engineering. This was during the 2019-2020 academic year.
At what school?
Hampton University, the real HU, state of excellence, my home by the sea. Come on now. But yeah, so we literally came together for our senior design project, and all of us had different expertise. And I literally asked the guys if we wanted to combine all our expertise into one. So I come from solar energy, working with Duke University, Next Era Energy down in Miami. My co-founder, Stan, he's chief design officer now. He's a fashion guru of the group. He has his own fashion line called Sony's. He's been featured in New York Fashion Week. And then Jordan Walls, our CTO and one of our other co-founders, he always had a fascination about, wireless charging and its capabilities. So we literally at the apartments right by the school where Stanley was living at, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And I was like, what if we make a jacket, Stanley's expertise, that could wirelessly charge a phone, Jordan's expertise, be a solar power, which all blends into everybody's expertise. And, since we were doing something that we were interested in, I felt like it would make the project feel easier to do and not feel like a hassle. Fast forward to March 2020, we all know what happened during that time. COVID, everybody had to evacuate campus. So it was hard for us to actually build out the prototype just because all of us had to go to our respective places, either New York or Delaware. And there was this one pitch competition that happened to be virtual. It was sponsored by Forbes. It was called the Futurist Icon. There was different sections. We applied to the future of fashion portion of it. And June 24th, 2020, we got selected as the winners for for the section. And we literally told ourselves, if Forbes is telling us yes, why should we tell ourselves no? So that's when Tendaji was founded essentially, and the rest is history.
And so you've still been developing it. Okay, so a jacket that wirelessly charges your phone, but is solar powered.
Yep.
It's not, what's crazy about it is to say that 10 years ago would have been like, what?
Oh, yeah.
To say that now is that's futuristic. Where's that going? What could it do? Do you see opportunities for it to continue to develop? Like, would it hit a mass market? Is this like for a particular group of people?
Oh yeah, so like it's definitely focused on like tech savvy for fashion driven people. I feel like someone like myself would definitely benefit from this because I'm always on the go, and I like to have a little style with everything that I do. So imagine you have something that makes you look good, but also can be a technical benefit as well. So it doesn't make sense for us to go forth and like continue this project.
Now, does it charge in the pocket? Okay, I'm so curious.
Yeah.
So is there like a special cell phone pocket, and you like put the cell phone in the special cell phone pocket,
Yeah.
and then it charges? But so you know what? I'm being extreme because in my mind I'm thinking like your whole jacket is solar. Your whole jacket is solar powered. In my mind, I don't know why that meant like I'm lighting up or something, or like I'm turning into some type of transformer.
Yeah.
That isn't that. That's me being dramatic. Okay.
Mhm.
So there is a pocket somewhere. Put your phone in it. Wireless charge your phone.
Yep. So there'll be solar cells. People like when you think of solar cells, you think of solar panels like in houses and things of that sort. So now that technology is elevated, there's literally flexible solar cells that we can use off fabric. So the fabric will be, the solar cell will be implemented on the fabric. There will be conductive thread that's going to be used to connect the solar cell to the wireless charging pad. And there's going to be battery storage. So even on a cloudy day or a day of precipitation like snow, sleet, hail, you'll be able to still charge your phone regardless of the weather.
What do you think about? Could it keep you warm? Yeah. Like, do you think that could eventually get to that point where it's like it's solar power and it could like keep you warm? Will you be able to take it on planes? You know how it'd be like, if you have
You'll
the
be able to.
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can take on planes that, like, for instance, like some of the phones we have are lithium batteries, so it ain't gonna be like the same batteries that we're using for our jacket, but you'll be able to take your jacket through.
Do you have have you developed any of the jackets recently?
So right now we do have interns from North Carolina A&T.
Hey, you Brian.
Eddie Pride all the way, come on over the camera.
Hey.
But yeah, we have interns from our fashion merchandising and design program, and as of now they're currently building our prototype, and by the end of the semester we'll be able to have our MVP and really show what the world we can do with this jacket.
Wow. Where's your degree in?
So I got a bachelor's in electrical engineering from Hampton, and then I got my master's in electrical engineering from North Carolina A&T.
What?
Yeah, man. So double HBCU alum,
Double EE, like you EE all the way down. All the electricity.
Yeah.
All the electricity world.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's from the circuits to
Right.
capacitors and all that stuff. Like we know how to get down.
So what made you go EE? Like what electrical engineering for those? And I'm using engineering terms.
Yeah.
I'm using school terms. Yeah. What made you go EE?
So funny story. So this was when I was like around 9 or 10 years old. So back in the day, not to date myself, but DVD players back in the day. That's was the thing that we used there in VCRs. So my mom, she asked me if I can plug in the DVD player into the TV, and all it was just the red wire, the yellow wire, and the white wire. Plugged into the TV, got to work, and my mom's like, "Oh, my baby gonna be an engineer." You know what I'm saying? That right there kind of manifested me into wanting to do that. And another funny story, I remember when me and my girlfriend went back home to New York, where I was there for Thanksgiving last year, and I remember me and her was looking at the personal yearbook that my mom bought me that featured everything for me from kindergarten to senior year of high school, and the one page we looked at was 3rd grade, and I kid you not. I remember we looked at one section of 3rd grade page. It said, "When I grow up, I want to be," and I wrote at that time, CEO of a tech company. Like I was so surprised because I'm thinking like MBAs, track star, fireman. But when I seen that written in my 3rd grade handwriting, I was like, "There's no way I said that like 10 years ago." You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy.
That is crazy. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, talk about
What kind of little 3rd grade foresight you had? Like that, because we didn't even know that tech was gonna be when you were in a third. Well, wait a minute, because I'm older than you. When I was in the 3rd grade, we definitely didn't know tech was gonna be what it is now. But I don't know. We might have knew a little bit then. Okay, got it. So I'm curious about your drive. Right? Like, what do you think your because not only so. You were in school. You got a bachelor's. You got a master's. And first of all, let me just say this because we said that real simple, like EE. That is not easy, by the way.
You can say that again.
I mean, I'm computer science, and I do remember like me and like some EE students tutoring each other back and forth.
Yeah.
Also, like, no tea, no shade, but some people that they would leave, drop by the computer science because it was too hard and go to EE.
Oh, look, that's man, y'all. Computer science coding, like, as soon as I see an error, I want to flip the table because
Right.
go ahead.
You spend it all night in the lab over a semicolon. But I'm curious about your drive. Like, where did this come from? Like, how did you develop this? Like, what is happening in the course of your life that you like had you like, yes.
So major shout out to my parents. They was always the ones that told me that, either get right or get left, So you got to make sure that, make the necessary changes in your life to like elevate, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, I remember, so a little personal, I remember, unfortunately, my grandmother had cancer at the time. She had uterine cancer. And at that point, I was kind of like not focused. I didn't want to do no work and things like that. But when I found out that she had cancer, I made a promise to her that, I would graduate from high school, go to college, graduate from college. And, unfortunately, a day before my 18th birthday, she passed away. And it's all good. It's all good. But from then, it was like, not only am I doing this for myself, I'm doing this for her. I'm doing this for my family. I'm a first generation college student, like going into double E where, one of the hardest majors, like it was just crazy. But, one thing that kept me going was my why, and like if you have a why, like you're more than willing to like make it through some of the toughest times of your life to get to where you want to be,
Yeah. And that was your why, your grandmother?
Yeah, at that point, I mean, she's still my why to this day, like my family. But it's like I've been through this lifetime, like there's new whys happening. Like,
Yeah.
Like me and my girlfriend, like trying to make sure that we get things in order so, we can get to that next phase.
Shout out to the girlfriend.
Shout out to Charisma, And yeah, like, seeing a lot of kids, black kids in particular, seeing me as an inspiration. It's like, I don't want to let them down, nor do I want to let myself down. I want to keep on elevating, keep on pushing because, once this next generation comes, they're going to be the leaders of the world. And, you want to be, giving them that type of inspiration to, do even bigger than what you've done,
Yeah. Have you done any like accelerator programs or okay. I'm gonna say that as a yes. What other accelerator programs have you done?
So, first and foremost, it was BGV, shout out to y'all because y'all really accelerated my, entrepreneurship career. Then I did Black Ambition. So I applied to Black Ambition 3 times. So in 2021, this was like during like the inception of Tendaji. I didn't understand business like that. But thanks to y'all gave me like a better knowledge of it. So I applied again in 2022, thinking that I was gonna make it to be a finalist. Ended up not getting it again. But each and every time I learned, I grew, and we came back stronger. That third time, like, what did they'll say? Like, I'm from around the way. I'm making what's up. You know what I'm saying? So it was then where it was like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. And let's just give it to God once we put it all on the floor. And I remember when they announced that Tendaji was one of the prize winners, this was demo day. So I remember for the first time since 2020, I seen my chief design officer at New York when we won the prize competition. And, I'm carrying the check. I'm trying to make it back to my seat. When I seen him, we just crying, man, because it's like you can only imagine like all the stuff we went through to get to this point from, like me dealing with property damage to, him losing his father in the midst of us trying to work on this stuff. And then one of my co-founders, Jordan, he didn't have a job in engineering straight out of college, and it was during COVID. He had to work as an essential worker at a grocery store. Think about all the stuff we went through and, getting to that point, it just made me think like, all right, so we got Forbes saying that we're valid. Now we got Pharrell Williams saying that we're valid. The sky's the limit for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, property damage. Talk to me about that. What was
Yeah, man. Whew, let me tell you about that. So 2 days before Thanksgiving in 2022, I was getting ready to go back home to New York. I live in Philly. I'm excited. I'm about to get some food, see some family. I just crossed Alpha, so like the fam's gonna be happy to see me. Something that I wanted for a long time. I turned the corner to go to my car. My car is sitting on bricks. Took all
in Philly.
They took all 4 of my wheels, shattered my passenger seat window, took a fog light. I didn't even know what a fog light was until I got it stolen. And they did it in my trunk. So I couldn't even get it to my trunk. So mind you, unfortunately, I didn't like change my insurance. I had like a New York City insurance, and since I was living in Philly, cover all their expenses. So for a good 4 months, I didn't have a car, and I'm paying to travel to work or to conferences to help the business and all. And that issue essentially made me max out my credit card, which was something that I did not want to do, but it had to be done for me to continue to live the life that I chose. But things is slowly but surely getting back to the way they are, and I'm just happy that I got my car back because now I could like travel more to just get into more opportunities.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you see on the horizon for the future? I'm actually curious about from an EE standpoint, with all the SpaceX stuff or the like solar power things or like energy. I know that everybody's now going to like electric cars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That like it's like there's gonna be no more gas cars maybe in another 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I truly believe like we're just gonna go all electric eventually. They're just trying to figure out a way to charge us on like how to get an electric car. But the future of tech for me in particular, the future of wearable tech, I feel like, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we're gonna be wearing that's gonna have something that can benefit us. We see people wearing smart glasses and things of that sort.
Or rings.
Or rings, so or even like the Apple Watch, like that's for instance right there. But yeah, like I feel like once we get to that clothing aspect of things and like showing how tech and fashion could integrate, man, listen, you like what we seen in the '80s, like some of these like Back to the Future stuff, like it's about to happen soon.
Are there any other brands that already exist that you're like looking at like, oh, they on the wave, like, oh, they get it, like they get the wearable tech piece of it? Because I think there's like some high-end bags come with like the RFID tags, or I think it's RFID. The like electronic tags them for authentication.
Yeah.
Things like that. Where do you see? Have you seen any brands that you're like?
Yeah, so a few are competitors, and then one that's not really a competitor, but could be one in the future, like Levi's. And then like our direct competitors right now, we got Janelle Watanabe, Ballbacks, and Snowsea. Now they try to make like a jacket like ours, but the differentiation of ours and theirs is that we use solar energy and have like battery storage to keep the charge on. So I feel like that's where we're going to have our niche, and we're patent pending for it. So we ain't got to worry about anybody taking our stuff. And yeah, man, listen, the sky's the limit. We're going to make sure that we're a heavy hitter in the fashion tech industry, and stay tuned. The Tendaji means make things happen, and that's what we're doing.
Tendaji means what make things happen in what language?
Swahili.
Okay. Have you built out more of a team? Like, or is it just the three of you?
So it's the three of us, and then one of my big bros from Hampton. Like he actually knows me and Stan, our CDO. He's now our CFO. And then, like I mentioned before, we got interns with North Carolina A&T. So not only the fashion merchandising and design program, which we started working with them in August, but also their MBA program. So that MBA program actually designed our logo that we're using to this day. So because of them, we have like a brand now, and A&T really been showing up and showing out for us, man. We really do appreciate y'all for like getting us to newer heights. And listen, I always tell people, Hampton made me, A&T paid me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like, listen, I'm gonna be repping the standard of excellence and Eddie Pride. So I really do appreciate the HBCU community.
I mean, and I think that I'm loving the sort of hire from the HBCUs. Like I'm hearing it as a theme as I continue to do these interviews, and so I'm looking at it like, okay, in like 10 years from now, we're gonna have these companies grow. Well, my hope is that these companies are growing, and they're employing more and more and more people, and those students are coming right out of HBCUs, having the opportunity to work for minority-owned companies or Black-owned companies.
Oh yeah.
Coming out of school, that was not something that I had an option. Like, I didn't see it. Let me not say I didn't have an option at all, because I guess I got to search for it. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I had like maybe like a Black boss for real, like until way later in life. I mean, I had some folks, like I was a teacher.
Yeah.
So working as a teacher, yeah, the principal might be Black, but like the school board's not.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So it's like so interesting to think about like these HBCU students that you have met or students that are interning for you, will someday either start their own thing, or work for you more longer term.
Yeah.
Do you think it's scalable though? Like, I'm curious. I mean, I believe it sounds amazing. The product sounds amazing.
Oh yeah,
Do you see the scale?
most definitely. So the wearable tech market by 2026 is going to be at 256.4 billion. So we're trying to capture at least like 3 billion of that. And listen, I would love to make sure that our HBCU students can transition into like the 9 to 5 working for us. Like they have the expertise. They've been 4 or 5 years of undergrad, may have gone to grad school as well to polish their expertise. I honestly see us like really helping out the HBCU community and the Black community in general. And then when it comes like to our product, it's not just limited to Black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So like we're going to reach out to the Caucasian community, the Latino community. Like you know what I'm saying. Like this is not just a product. It's just
Right over anybody.
yeah. But at least like we know that the money is coming to us, and we can go ahead and distribute it to the community to make it better.
I think that's right. So let's talk about you, the person.
Oh yeah. Let's
What were your hopes, dreams? Because you didn't really see this coming. This is like a senior year project.
Yeah.
So did you think you just be EE, you graduate and go work for,
Yeah.
and you have worked for a couple companies.
Yeah, yes. So my thought process, like freshman year, was get my degree and get going. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going to get my engineering degree, work for, maybe Lockheed Martin and things of that sort. But I met so many amazing people that, kind of made me think I can really take another route with like tech, like for instance, HBCU Wall Street, if you know about them, Payton and Torrance.
That's
Yeah, those are the homies for real. Those are the big bros. So they came to Hampton speak about entrepreneurship. And that was my first introduction to entrepreneurship my junior year. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I should do this because like I like moving on the beat of my own drum. I feel like if I'm able to do that and still make a good living with it, I'll be set. I'll be happy with it. And yeah, that's pretty good.
Torrance from HBCU Wall Street is a super techie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This man can build anything.
Oh yeah.
Hell, like, and can tell you how to build anything. And can do the cybersecurity thing with his hands tied behind his back. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
And so,
When I told them I was going to A&T, they
all right. You already know.
like
All that.
next year was like it was already there, but it heightened as soon as I told them that I decided to go to A&T because I remember when I was applying, there was like 3 schools that I was thinking about. So A&T, of course, FAMU, and then Duke. So like mind you, I had internship at Duke, so I know those people down there. And then like FAMU, I just wanted to be in Florida. I was already, that was already my only reason for that. But it just made sense to go to A&T because one, my sister was still in undergrad there. I got a full ride. And you know what I'm saying? It was already
That's
that's how I was no more. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then like just the community I had within A&T, even with me not even being an Aggie at that time, it just made sense for me like to go there and build off of that community.
Yeah, yeah. What are some challenges that you have faced along this journey? Because I can't imagine that
Oh man.
it's been all roses.
Nah, it definitely hasn't. So like, from being laid off from my 9 to 5, literally a day, a day after I got my check from Black Ambition, I get the call saying that they were gonna lay me off. So I'm like, all right, now I gotta figure out how to make bread throughout this whole thing. But that, and then obviously, like you mentioned, the car and maxing out my credit card and, mental burnout with all the stuff, all the pressure that you had to deal with, you know what I'm saying? But it's only going to get done like when you do it. If you just sit in there just being sad all the time, then nothing's going to get done. It's just going to stay there with you like at a later date. So all that, and then even like deaths in the family, like having to deal with close friend that I consider a brother, he was murdered and things of that sort. It's okay. And then, like other deaths in the family, whether it was cancer, whether it was suicide, whether it was diabetes, it's just so much good stuff going on, and you're trying to make sure that you keep yourself afloat.
Yeah. How do you do that? What's your sort of go-to things for like how you stay resilient, how you keep yourself in it, especially because in a short amount of time, it's like boom, 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 like ding, ding.
Listen, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man. But everything that I've been through, I feel like my faith's just been getting stronger. Like just praying every day, reading the Bible, and seeing like certain scriptures that align to what I'm going through at that point. You know, it just lets me know that things will get better. Like they may not be good now, and like basically they don't get better, but you get stronger. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to go through the chaos and, you know, dance in the rain. Like, you know, when it's like raining, you're not moping or feeling down about it. You're happy that it's rain because it's gonna bring sunshine and flowers with it. You know?
I think somebody said, if you want to get closer to God, become an entrepreneur.
Whew, that's a word right
I like because you have to believe at a level you never thought you would have to believe. It's like the belief and the achievement show themselves as so kin to each other.
Yeah.
It's not separate things. The belief and the achievement they're the same thing.
Yeah, listen, like, I remember one person told me, like, faith and fear are the same thing. It's just like how you use your energy. You know, it's like, it's always an unknown that's going to happen, but it's like how you react to that unknown is either you have faith that's going to get better or you have a fear that's going to get worse. And I'd rather be on the faith side because if I have the faith that's going to get better, then it will get better. You know,
Right.
Even if things are, like just trash right now. You know, I don't know if things are going to get better because I know I'm putting in the work to make it better.
Yeah. Are there any things in the tech space that you're like really into right now? Like you're really enamored with? You like, this is the thing.
Honestly, AI. Like AI's been like,
Oh, speaking of that, go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead.
just seeing how like artificial intelligence really can like help out businesses, from like it saved me so much time creating let's say like my pitch deck. I remember, like we created the pitch deck, in BGV, but using AI and then also my mentors, it kind of made me polish it and made me understand that okay, this is exactly what I want the business to look like, like how to pitch it, how to show the business plan and things of that sort. Like AI is the future. It ain't going away. So people better get with it or you'll get lost.
I think too, it's just going to be incorporated into everything.
Yeah.
And do you see it somehow incorporated into the jacket at some point? Or are you like,
It's a possibility. I mean, right now I can't think of nothing that we can use it for.
yeah, because we're kind of like,
Yeah, like
it's a big decision about your body temperature. I thought that.
it'd be like you would just talk to the jack like warm me up and then boom, like
That'd be like what is it? What's the character on Marvel?
mega.
No, the Tony Sparks character.
Oh, Iron Man.
Iron Man. Working on the like I can see it in my head. Yeah, like Iron Man talk to your suit.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
I'm here for talking to my jacket.
Oh yeah,
Because I feel one with my clothes.
Oh yeah, okay. It's coming soon. Like we're gonna make sure of it. I want to make sure that even when we're at the top of our game, there's still like what's the saying? Like the top of a mountain is the bottom of the next. So keep on climbing. So like we may be at top of the world at one point, but there may be a whole nother world we're trying to get on top of. So we're just gonna keep it moving.
What do you think about like hoodies though?
Hoodies.
Okay, or like performance wear. Because my thought is like, what if you run a marathon or like what if you I don't know. In my head I'm like, what if I'm running and I need I'm outside, I need my phone.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're giving me ideas to bring to the team. So like maybe they had to talk about that with them. Like right now I can't really think of nothing, but
Okay.
yeah, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like
So I'd be down for a phone charging hoodie
oh yeah, most definitely.
with like a pocket sleeve. I'm with it.
Like I remember one of my professors, she said, engineers are the ones who create the next best thing. So, we going back to let's say 2000, we had, flip phones. The iPhone came in and changed up the whole landscape of tech. You know what I'm saying? So let's say Tendaji does that in the next couple of months, if not years. So, we got a lot going for ourselves. So we just got to keep this thing rolling.
I like it. Okay. So question for you. You can answer this question any way that it hits you. However it feels with any moment in time. It doesn't have to be like just about a business or just about personal. It could be a hybrid. It could be one or the other. Whatever comes to you and ask it.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you now?
Where am I now? I'm elevated, man. Even in the midst of adversity, even in the midst of, even when things feel like nothing's going up or down, like we feel stagnant. I have high hopes that things are only going to get better, even if things outside of me is worse. At least when I'm getting better internally, things externally will get better. And, where I'm at now, I'm living in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Like I honestly be calling Philly the Northern Atlanta. Like it's a lot of black people, but it still got that Northern exposure, And honestly, I just see where I'm at now. I just see me just becoming a better person, a better entrepreneur, a better man, a guy, brother, son, boyfriend, right as of now,
So as of now,
hey man, listen.
hey girl, he said it. He said it.
But yeah, man, where am I now? I just see myself not like, I guess you could say like on a selfish type of time, but like being selfish is not always a bad thing. Like sometimes you gotta focus on yourself to do better. Like we all know the saying, elevation requires separation. So at this point, I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah.
Each and every day.
I love that. I mean, because when you talk about like getting better on the inside and things become better on the outside, I would say the same for this idea of selfishness, which is like when you're getting better on the inside, when you're taking that time for yourself, what will happen on the outside in your community, people around you, you're better for it. They're better for it, that you're better for yourself. So I was like, yeah, I appreciate you coming to kick it with me.
Listen, always. You already know I'm gonna kick with y'all. Come on. Yeah, they gonna see me every month. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Listen, I appreciate it. We know we have any kind of event that's near you, you gonna be there.
I'm sure.
If I'm like, hey, you come to the thing, you gonna be there.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Listen, shout out to BGV, man. Y'all been with me since the beginning. I love y'all. If y'all need anything from me, I'm just a phone call away.
Oh, I'm gonna get that in mind. I'm OG too. All right, that's big. Thank you for coming out.
Likewise, yo. Appreciate you.